Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And after the last 1 month, since late June, when SPY hit that 431 support level, it has rallied nearly $30. Was that $28, $29, $30? I can't do math right now. And finally, and I mean finally, the SPY has given us a decent pullback. Now we're looking at this 4-hour chart here, guys. You see, even in an uptrend, the market just can't go straight up forever. Everybody knows that. It's gonna chop, it's gonna pull back, it's gonna try to put in a higher low. No guarantees, but that's what the market tends to do. And we can look at the last month and a half's price action. You see, up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back. That's how uptrends behave. Now, today's candle, however, compared to the other pullbacks that we had, today's candle just seems a whole lot bigger. And it came after FOMC. We had some earnings as well from some big companies. A lot of sell the news events going on. Like I try to tell people, I don't say it that often on this channel, but I do talk to my Discord members every now and then about this. But I don't trade earnings, but I will trade after earnings. You know what I mean? Market tends to rally into earnings and then boom, sell the news. Market tends to drop into earnings and boom, pop goes the weasel. I'll trade after earnings. That's how I trade earnings. I wait till it's finished. Anyways, incredible price action we had here. Pretty one-directional day. I wrote in my Discord, guys, it was beautiful because, one thing I try to preach so much on this channel is that we got to stop with the prediction stuff. We got to stop thinking that we need to know what's going to happen next. Okay, we got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. More people lose in the stock market than they win in the stock market. In order to get different results, we must think different. The majority is either bullish or bearish. And they act like they're both right. Both of them think they're right. That's why I say be a sheep. We're looking to react. And I wrote here, I got first resistance at 460 with first support at 458.5. I think I gave you guys 458 in my previous video. But an update for my Discord members, I guess is the benefits for being a Discord members. I have 458.5 as a support level. If 458.5 fail, back test of the triangle in play at 456 to 457 zone. Okay, so basically I was looking to short below 458.5 with lower targets in play. And I was looking to long if 460 can clear. Now we go to that 15-minute chart. I trade using the 15-30-minute chart. If it's too noisy and we're in the chop phase, I usually go up to the 30. But I figured we would get a trend day today because we broke out. Let me move my fibs. I'm going to bring back my fib levels. But let me show you what I mean when I mean breakout. Because we can consolidate in for quite some time. Let me clone this, make my life easier. We was consolidating in a channel for quite some time. Today we had a breakaway gap. So I was thinking, okay, we should get a trend day today. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I thought, with the breakaway gap above this resistance level, it was going to be a bullish trend day. However, like I always say, price action has the final say. And as sheeps, all we're doing is looking to react. Okay, and I wrote here at 10:14 a.m. I let the group know when we got the breakdown. 458.5 failed here on the 15-minute chart. And then I had a lower price targets in play, and I updated as the day go on intraday. And I say what to do and what not to do and what, you know what I mean? I say no calls unless 458.5 recaptures. No calls unless we get a false breakdown setup. But what did we get instead? We got a false breakout setup, one of the greatest trade setups of all time. But what happened? Nice sell-off. If you shorted the 458, 458.5 level or whatever, should have made some decent money, right? But look where we bounced to another critical support level. Let me bring back my fib levels. The fib level that had bounced off today was 451.7-ish. All right? Now, it went a little lower than that, of course. It went down to 451.5. But that's where the fib level is. So we watched these levels, 451.5 to 451.7 zone. We'll give it a zone. And obviously the bear case for tomorrow is if that level fails. That Fibonacci level fails. If it does, this sell-off continues. That's a big body red candle. That, in my opinion, that's no regular sell-off. That has some intentions behind it. Remember, we are in a manipulated, aka managed market. The market makers are the ones who move the market. They're the ones that are moving it. I don't know how else to tell you guys. What are their intentions? Only the price action can answer that for us. So as I said, 451.7 or 451.5 zone fail. Look to short. The sell-off continues with 450, 448.5, 447, and 444 zone in play. For all we know, remember, we had a double, triple toppish scenario here. Cup and handle back in June, right? And we broke that out back in early July. For all we know, this pullback could be looking to backtest this breakout level. That was an ascending triangle. That was an ascending, yeah, it was a breakout of an ascending triangle. Okay? So for all we know, this could be looking to backtest. Now, 451.7 failed tomorrow. 444 obviously would be my ultimate target, but like I said, I got more levels in between. Play it level to level. So if you short 451.7 or 451.5, you look to take profits for most of your position around 450 and then leave a runner in case we drop some more. And if we do drop some more of this momentum, you can always add to your winners. Most people want to add to their losers instead of adding to their winners, and they call me crazy. Anyways, 451.7.5 zone fails tomorrow. The sell-off continues. Now, when does Uncle trust a bounce? Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, we don't call tops on this channel and we don't call bottoms on this channel. Look at this. Yeah, this was a top, but did we have to call top? No, we just waited for the false breakout setup. Wait for the right setup. You got to have patience. So we're not going to call a bottom. For all we know, it could drop some more. When do I trust the bounce? I trust the bounce when we recapture lost levels. Fib levels in this case. So if this fib level holds, I will trust it if it gets back above 453.5 and above 455. That's when I trust a bounce. That's when I trust that a potential bottom is in, when it can bounce off a support level and break through the resistant level. Give us that false breakdown setup, the greatest trade setup of all time. Recapture 453.5 and 455. I recommend getting bullish. Again, the overall trend is bullish, guys. The overall trend is still bullish, guys. I know that's what a lot of bears do not want to hear, but it's what you guys need to hear, because my goal is to get you guys become master traders, not to feed your bias. Okay? 453.5 and 455 recapture. Look to long with 456.5, 458.5, and potentially back up to 460. Okay, we came about a little less than 50 cents shy of that 460 target, but that still would be a target if we can recapture some levels. Okay, so let's keep tomorrow simple. Let's end the week strong on a good note so we can enter the weekend and be happy. Below 451.7 and 450 bearish. Above 453.5 and 455 potential. Low is in. We could go see more upside. Now, before I get to the other equities, I want to share some information with you guys. And bears, you guys might like this part. So I'm going to go on here, check out seasonality. Seasonality. And I talked to seasonality with you guys not too long ago. And I think, did I talk to you guys about it in my previous video? And I mentioned that nothing is 100% accurate in this market. But if it's greater than 51%, I will pay attention to it. The green arrows points to when the seasonality was correct. The red arrows point to when it is not correct. And the yellow arrows point to where we are now. As you guys can see, seasonality is more right than wrong. This doesn't mean we're back in a bull market. This is just based on the average. Okay? Based on the average. So not every rally will be the same every year. Not every pullback will be the same every year. For all we know, this September top could be the top and we head down to some new lows, and in the end of the year rally will just be a lower high or something like that. Okay? I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying that's what could happen because seasonality is just the average. And the average tendency for around this time, the end of July, I've been telling you guys about this the last few weeks. The end of July, we start getting bearish. Seasonal weakness. I think I started mentioning to you guys the third week of July. It wasn't a prediction. It was more like a heads up. That's all these are. Heads up. And I'm giving you the heads up now that we are in seasonal weakness. Seasonal weakness that should last, or on average last until mid to late August. And then for mid to late August, we'll rally into September where we should get a top. And so around September, heading into October, the market is very, very weak. And based on some fundamentals that I've been gathering, this is not a fundamental channel. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about though. Based on the inflation and the FOMC and CPI, I know that September is going to be a very, very interesting month, guys. But as of right now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Seasonality is saying, on average, we should get bearish for the most of August. Okay? Now, for everyone saying, hey, seasonality don't work. Hey, like I said, it doesn't always work, but it's more right than wrong. And because it's more right than wrong, I want to tip the probability into my favor. Okay? And note these information. It's just data. Okay? And look at that. Most of it tracked. And today, this is where we are now. Seasonal weakness, supposed to get a pullback. And holy moly, look at that drop. Big body, red candle. Coincidence? I don't know. Maybe. But you guys got my levels for tomorrow. I encourage you guys to trade it unbiasedly. I know a lot of people are bearish right now. Yeah. Be careful, please. The goal is our P&L, to get our P&L green, not to feed our egos and feed our biases. Okay? Triple Q, holy moly. I mean, the trend is bullish, right? The trend is bullish. It's an uptrend, but, and you know, it's always good to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that it's an uptrend. But it's also good to look at the smaller picture, because the smaller picture has the small intricate details that a lot of people sometimes don't pay attention to. It's the little things. And you look in here close up, big body red candle after we hit a new 52-week high last week. This is a potential lower high, guys. Okay, we did have a big red candle on July 20th, and then ended up chopping. Okay, looking identical again. But maybe this time it'll show some follow through. And what is that follow through? Breakdown of 375.6. Okay, remember I have the fib level from all-time high down to October 2022 low. The 78.6 fib level is 375.6. If that level fails tomorrow, guys, holy moly, get ready for an amazing false breakout. And that level is based on the bigger picture. So if the bigger picture level fails in the smaller picture, I would definitely look to short below 375.6 with 374 gap fill at 372.8, 369.5, and 367 in play. If this is truly a lower high, then obviously what comes next is a lower low, baby. Now this cancels. If 377, it's above in the aftermarket. We'll see what happens. 377, 379. Those levels must recapture. 380.5, 382 would be in play. Those levels must recapture with 383.5 and 385 in play above. All right, all time. Well, the new 52-week high for 2023 is at 388, so that's a level to watch as well. Okay, so short below 375.6. If it gaps below, stay bearish below that and wait for the next setup. If it recaptures 377, 379, look to long. Okay, guys. Dow Jones, we got the close below 353. This is good for bears. 1.618 fib level was at 353. We lost that. False breakout setup. Tomorrow, as long as below 353, 351, 349, 346.5, 344, and 342.5 in play. Those are fib levels, and this 344 was a previous, both a previous buy and sell zone actually. Okay. Only way to be bullish if it stays above 353, but it needs to clear 355.7 to trigger more upside up to 358 and 359.3. Okay, bearish below 353, bullish above it. That's my equilibrium level. IWM, a bearish outside day candle. Today's range bigger than the previous day's range, and it's a red one, so it's a bearish outside daily candle. If it can stay below 194 tomorrow, that's overall bearish. Look to short if 192.7, 191.4. There's a gap at 189.7 to 189.2 zone with 187 below that. Those are the support level if 194 and 192.7 fails. Look to short. I'll only be bullish above 195 and 196.5. That's the only way I'll be bullish, to put 198.4 and 200 plus back in play. Tesla, holy moly, Tesla. I don't know if people are trading Tesla, but Tesla is a money-making machine. Okay? I got the bull case and the bear case. Bull case starts if 269 clears. Bear case continues. Note that I wrote continues if 263 finally fails our support. Okay, I vote for the chop case. Anything in between 263 to 269 is chop. But I did have 265 and 267 as pivot levels within the range. And holy moly, it hit my 269 level, rejected, broke down 267, broke down 265, broke down 263. Holy moly, went all the way as low as 255.3. Why? All this amazing analysis I give, all the money, it's like a slot machine. Anyways, forgive my ego. I'm just ego tripping. You know, sometimes as a human being, we get happy. We get happy when we make money and we can help others. Anyways, 258.5 to 259 zone is resistant. As long as below that, bearish. Look to short if the next critical fib level fails, which is at 254.5. If that fails, we are dropping some more. Look to short with 253, 249, and possibly down to 247 in play. I can't get bullish unless some lost levels recapture. Starting with 259, 263, and especially that 269 level. Apple still has not broken down that pink trend line, that 2023 uptrend line. Still lingering there, guys. Bulls are still in control. Not for the short term, at least, because we did have some selling pressure from that 197.2 level, okay? To be bullish, once again, it needs to bounce from that pink trend line, which is at 192.7. Recapture 194.5 and 196, and then we could possibly go to a new all-time high, but it needs to break 198 with 200, 202, and 208 in play. If we break down this pink trend line, watch Apple carefully. We got earnings coming up, so be careful. 192 is the breakdown level. If it does, 188.4 and lower in play. Bears take control below if that breakdown happens. All right, below 192, bears take control. NVDA, holy moly, people sleeping on NVDA. All these amazing moves, and people still say NVDA is okay. I don't know what it is, but this stock is just amazing. Let me show you guys what I had in the trade idea room. I put NVDA. It's for tier 2 members or above. Look, hey, I wrote here at 8:35 a.m. 8:35 a.m. Looks like NVDA bulls want to fill the rest of the triangle pattern. To be successful, bulls must hold support at 464 and 462. As long as above, a breakout of 466 would trigger longs. That means enter calls or longs above 466. And put 468, 470 and higher in play. Basically, I was talking about filling the triangle pattern if 466 clear. I had a bear case scenario, but that never triggered. But the bull case definitely triggered. Bouncing all the way up. Hitting the top of that triangle pattern. Okay, and I wrote right here, possible bears will be waiting there. And they were waiting there. And boy, did they strike. Holy moly. I love this stock. Anyways, as long as we are within this triangle pattern, it's still in consolidation mode. But it's so volatile, we can trade it level to level, or a little more than level to level style. Because this stock is so volatile. Support is at 459. With 457.5 below. If those levels fail, we're likely going to test the support of the triangle, which is at 452. If 464 clears tomorrow, we're likely heading back up to the triangle pattern at 473. Now keep in mind, it's getting tighter. When it gets tight like this, you gotta watch out for false breakouts and false breakdown mode. NVDA is getting into trappy range right now, okay? So remember those levels, add those levels to your chart and just trade it unbiasedly. Don't try to be a hero. Level to level, get your money, move on. Microsoft broke down this white trend line that I got. It's been riding up this white trend line since May of this year. Finally got the breakdown. As long as below 334.4, I am bear bias on Microsoft. The only way I'll be bullish again is if 334.5 or 335 zone recaptures, to put higher targets in play, 340, 344-ish. But as long as below, I have next support at 329. If that fails, 325 possibly in play with 322.6 or lower in play. There is a gap at 314.6, so watch out for that. Amazon, it broke down the white trend line. This is a legit breakdown this time. I'm not going to move the trend line or do anything. It's a breakdown. All right. So as long as below one, what is that? Ooh, excuse me. This is Microsoft. Here it is. Legit breakdown. Sorry, guys. Amazon, legit breakdown this time. Okay. We got a gap up. Oh, a gap down, then a gap up. But this time gave us legitimate close below the white trend line. Now, as long as below 130, I am bear bias on Amazon. 128.5 is support lingering now, but watch the breakdown of 127. That's a fib level. If we lose 127, this is bearish continuation of this breakdown, and we're going to go lower down to 125.5, 124, and possibly a drop down to 120. This bearish sentiment of mine will only cancel if 130 and 132 clears as resistance. Google is lingering, okay? It did good on earnings, and it just had a very nice gap up, okay? And now it's basing. Can't just go straight up forever. But 129.5 is support. If that fails, look to short with 126.5, 124.3, and 122.6 in play. As long as above 129.5, I recommend staying bullish. 131, 132.8, and 134.8 are the next resisted levels. Here is Meta. Big gap up. Did good on their earnings as well. Big gap up, but it sold off. Some people took some profits, okay? Now, support is at 309 for tomorrow. If 309 fails, we'll likely go fill the gap at 300-ish, but 305 in play first, okay? Resisted is at 315 and 315, 317, and 318.4-ish. With 321 above that. If we clear some resistance, we could head back higher. All right, guys. And what am I now? Netflix broke down my 1.382 fib level at 415.3. As long as below bear bias. All right, next support is at 411.3 and 409. That's the gap fill at 409. If those level fails, we're likely selling off some more down to 404 and 401.6. If 415.4 recaptures, that's a false breakdown setup. Put it 423, 426.5, and potentially 432 back in play. AMD, nothing much going on. It is flagging, okay, but look like it's putting in a lower high. So if it wants to give us that lower low, it needs to break down 109.5 and 107. If those levels fail, look to short and we'll possibly head back down to 102.5ish, okay? 105.5 first though. Resistant is at 113. Okay, I only trust a bounce if 113 clears to put 117 in play. 117 is this yellow trend line. Above 117, it's a breakout bullish with 120 and 123 back in play. Okay, guys, am I missing anything? Let me see the VIX. That's a lot of equities that I just covered. That's what, 13, 14 equities? Oh, it closed above 14. Okay, so finally some movements with the VIX. As long as above 14, stay bullish. 15.5 stays in play with 17 above that. If it breaks back below 14, that's a false breakout with 13.3, 12.6, and 11.3 back in play. All right, guys, let's take a look at the dog pool for the SPY. All right, 3.5 billion in premium at that 455.3 level. We had 1 billion in premium at the 452.49 level and 2.6 billion in premium at the 452.45 level. Please add these levels to your charts. I pay a lot of money for this information. I give it to you guys for free, so please take advantage and add the level to your chart. Label it dark pool level. Okay, as long as below these levels, bearish, but if above these levels and it recapture, obviously bullish. Okay, that's how I trade using dark pool levels. Okay, SPY filter for 500k premiums or above. Can we take a look at some short-term ones? What's today's date? Today is the 28th, 27th. So look at August 25th. We'll look at September 1st. Okay, look at September 1st. We got nothing. All right, we'll look at all expiration date. Done. Okay, overall bearish. Let me see any above. A lot of above the asking price are bearish. 432 strike price. Okay, we got a call here. 450 strike price. 456 strike price. Overall bearish though, guys. Overall bearish, and the above ask ones are bearish puts. Triple Q, very bear. Overall bearish. Look at all these above the ask for puts. Yep. Bearish. Are they right? Are they going to be right? Bearish for IWM. Tesla. Bearish for Tesla. Apple. Bearish for Apple. DIA. Dow Jones. Nothing. Meta. Bullish for Meta. Okay, so maybe people trying to buy the dip. What am I missing? AMD. Bullish for AMD. Bullish for Netflix. GOOG with an L. Nothing for Google. MST. Microsoft. Bullish for Microsoft. All right, guys. I think that's everything. Is that NVDA? Bullish for NVDA. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Chartist, please consider joining my Discord so we can trade this incredible market together. Sheep style. Join the flock. Peace.